Hi, so I am all about making summer outfit. So my last video I made a maxi collar back summer dress using a light crepe fabric. So this video I'm making a two-piece skirt outfit using a light crepe fabric. I bought a lot of a bed just flew by. Hey, I had it, you can see it's hot. It's really hot. So
And the bird that's run away.
so we are dressing really scanty. Oops. Things flying everywhere. We're dressing really scanty this summer. So I'm gonna be making something like, yeah. So you don't need a sewing pattern to make this two-piece outfit. You don't need to draft a pattern. It's just like a rectangle. I'm gonna draw a rectangle and show you the measurement I use for this skirt. Why for the top? When we get to making it up, I'm gonna put the measurement on the screen. So watch to the end of this video. Please subscribe. Don't leave it subscribing, like if you enjoyed this video, and share. So let's get right into making this two-piece skirt outfit. So watch to the end and ciao. Here is the illustration for the skirt. You can see it's just a rectangle. So I got my desired skirt length. My desired skirt length is 42 inches. Why the width was just the width of the fabric folded into. So the width was like between 35, 36, 34, 35, 36, kind of, because I had to cut out the excess there, as you can see. So you just get your, there's nothing fancy to the skirt. It just gets your desired skirt length, then you cut the width depending on the flare you want. My flare was dependent on my fabric. I would have gone bigger, assuming I have more fabric width. So after cutting out my length, and I just opened it at the center, just like so. To determine the length of the waistband, I had to measure the elastic that I used. So what I did was to wrap my tape measure around the elastic plus half an inch for the seam allowance. So everything summed up to 4.5 inches. Now for the width of the band. The front width is different from the back width. The front width is my half of my waist measurement. Why the back width? I had to measure the width of the back skirt piece minus 5 inches. So that's to get the width of my back band. So here we go, I have cut that out. Front band width is my half of my waist measurement. So now for the front skirt piece, I had to like get the center of the notch the center of the skirt for me to pleat it to get to the side, the size of the band, the front band. So I just notch the center, then pleat it up to the size of the front skirt band. Next is to sew the pleat so it doesn't unravel, but I opt to use needle on thread to hold it stable. Next, I attach both pieces together, that is the front and back skirt pieces at the side. So I just locked the side seam first. So for the back piece, you can see that I've not yet gathered the back before attaching the two pieces together, but I did that later. After sewing the side seams, the next step was to gather the back skirt piece enough to fit the the back skirt band. I changed my stitch length to 4 to get that gathering effect, so I didn't even have to drag the thread anymore. I just my footer was able to like give me that soft light gathering that I needed, enough to fit into the back band piece. Next, I sewed the waistband. So I used an elastic for the back waistband. So for the waistband, I used 14.5 inches for the width, which is half of my waist measurement. So I attached the two waistband pieces right side together. Then I also attached the back waistband to the back elastic, sorry, to the back waistband at the side, just like so. And I pinned then so. So after sewing, I just turned it over, as you can see. Yeah, just like so, I just turned it over. So I also pinned the back because we're going to create this back stretchy design for the skirt. So I just pinned what I could pin because, you know, the elastic is smaller and the band is bigger. So I took it to the sewing machine to create that stretchy back effect. So while sewing, I had to stretch out the elastic because, like I said, the elastic is small, the band is big. So if you don't stretch out the elastic, you have excess band or excess fabric. So I had to like drag while sewing. I had to drag the elastic while sewing. So I've done the first part. I also did another stitch. You can do 1 inch, 1.5 inches, or okay, not 1.5 inches. You can do half inches or 1 inches. So I just eyeballed it. I think I did 1 inch, 1 inch on both sides. So the next step is to attach the band to the skirt. So this part is a bit tricky for the back because it's already gathered, and so the front is just easy. You've pleated the center of the front. It's just easy for you to attach the band to the front. Why for the back? Yeah, it took me more time because I had to like get it right. So I had to like place it because the back, you have to stretch the bottom part a bit and before pinning. So I just aligned the two pieces together, the band and the skirt pieces together. Then I sewed and locked. So yeah, I also used a needle and thread to hold it still because the pin the pin was not it was not enough. So I just had to use the needle and thread to make it more stable for me to sew. So the final step is to hem the bottom of the skirt and press, and that is all for the skirt. Next is to create the top. So I had this tiny weeny bitty fabric left, less than half a yard. So what I did was to fold it equally just to create this perfect rectangle. So I just cut out every excess, like every corner, everything that is not supposed to be there to create a rectangle. I just cut it out. So after cutting all those excesses, all those corners, all those curves, I cut it in the center. I cut it in the center just to create two pieces. That's one piece for the front and the other piece for the back. So at the end of the cutting and trimming the excesses or the corners or the curves, I got 9 inches for the length and 38 inches for the width. So I needed 38 inches for the width for the front, while I cut out 8 inches off the 38 inches to get the back. Reason is I don't want a full back. I don't want it to be too gathery at the back. It looks somehow. So I just cut out 8 inches from the back piece and left the front piece at 38 inches. So that means the back piece is 30 inches, the front piece is 38 inches. So next is to also get my elastic for the top. I'm using 1 inch length, and for the width, yeah, you can see the width right there. Why the same thing for the waist? The small elastic is for the waist, why the big elastics for the top. So I locked the two edges, both the front and the back, aligned and pinned at the side. So I locked the side seams. It's just easy. It's just like making like a boob top, a crop top, a boob crop top. So I also created the channel to insert the elastic for the top. Remember, the top has 1 inch length elastic, while the bottom has this 1/2 inch length elastic. So I just created the channel and left a space to insert the elastic and press. Yeah, I had to press to make it smooth a bit, then inserted the elastic. So after inserting the elastic, I pinned the both ends together, the both end of the elastic, both the top and the bottom, I pinned together, and so I pinned it flat, and so I ran like 2 stitches on both ends just to prevent it from snapping, like to cut while stretching. So I did that. So I think if you're gonna make this top, you should also do the same thing. Just run multiple stitches on the elastic on both ends, just to make it strong. I did the same thing for the bottom of the top. That's the elastic at the bottom of the top. After stitching, I dragged in the elastic, then so close the space, the open space. Then after sewing close the open space, I distributed the gathering evenly just to spread it out a bit. So this is all for the 2-piece skirts. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you for watching to the end. Subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment down below. Bye.